Welcome to our Free Speech Zone, where we do a deep dive into trauma and reintegration. This is Combat Citizen. Welcome back to the Combat Citizen Trauma and Reintegration Podcast. So we're actually having fun before this, so I'm probably going to script that into this whole conversation. But so thank you for watching and listening, because we do have YouTube as well, so we do have the watching capability. But anyways, so decided to bring on Ryan Harris back. I thought that was pretty good episode. Seems to be pretty popular, so I thought we might eventually do something regular, but hey, we'll work on that. So yeah, an R&R episode, Ryan and Ryan. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Shit, I love it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dude, when you said R&R, I was like, oh, it's just a relaxing, like,
and then
unscripted.
And then I said R&R, and you're like, oh shit.
And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Wasn't that a buddy cop show in the 70s?
It might as well be. Shit.
Dude, we got an R&R episode today. Just letting y'all know.
All right.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay, well.
Touche.
So we were talking for, good 45 minutes before the episode, figuring shit out and whatever else. Yeah, so we thought about maybe a good conversation. Yeah, I know, figuring shit out.
Air socks were on, it wasn't
Air quotes. Figuring shit out. All right. For those of you that are listening, I'm doing air quotes right now.
Right.
Okay. Cool. So we had, what do we want to talk about today? Today is actually going to be unscripted and raw. So I thought about questions, but I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, we had a good episode before. We may as well just figure out on the fly talking about things. So try something new. But anyways, what was the story that you were telling before?
Oh, when I shit in the middle of a road.
So those of you know, this is going to be a very unscripted episode.
This is gonna tell the down and fucking dirty, the down and dirty of the struggles of the stand, bro. No, so I was as you know, I was a medic.
Yeah.
So we went to a village. I was attached to an infantry platoon. We went to a village, and they hadn't seen Americans since, like, the original invasion. So when we showed up, it was like a...
So when did you show up? Like what?
2011.
Okay, so like the original was like 2004 or something like that. 2001?
2001 was the initial push into Afghanistan, right after 9/11.
Okay.
So they hadn't seen us because, like, we were so far north. I was in Kunar province, so it's insanely far northeast. We were actually the northernmost units in Afghanistan at the time. So we pushed north to this village, further north, and we showed up, and it was just fucking fanfare, bro. Like, holy shit, the Americans are here, and it was wild because we were not used to that. It was usually like,
sure.
Americans, fuck you, pig, like,
yeah.
It was fucked up. So we showed up, and obviously me being the medic, I had to go to the Shura, listen to all their bullshit medical woes. Little Jimmy fell off of a roof and broke his arm, but really he got smacked in the arm with a shovel because his dad's a dickhead. Right?
Yeah, sure.
So, I go to this fucking Shura, and these dudes bring out all the stops, bro. Everything. And, like, we'd been out on mission for a solid week and a half, give or take.
Okay.
Only MREs. So when they brought out all this shit, buddy, I went in. I'm a fat kid, bro. I went in. I'm eating everything. And my platoon sergeant looks at me. He's like, Doc, do not eat the fruit. He's like, I get it. You're fucking hungry. And I'm like, fuck you, bro. I'm eating.
I'm going to eat.
Yeah, this is fresh fruit.
I've had MREs for a week.
MREs and shitty fucking DFAC food. Like, this shit isn't frozen fruit from the States that they shipped over here. No, this is fresh. I don't even know what it is, but it's fresh. Afghan fruit. Seems delicious, right?
Yeah.
So then, fast forward about 6-7 hours.
Okay.
We're on our way back to the FOB, and we're in our MRAPs. Feel that?
Oh,
that
no.
rumbly.
Whoa.
That rumbly, bro. So I utilize throughout, because it was a hefty trek from where we were at back to our main FOB. I utilize every ammo can, every MRE bag. It was bad. It was bad. And it was still like mid it was like midday about this point because we left at night. We drove through the night, and then it was early morning.
I'm sorry. Quick producer's note. MRE bags. How are you even hitting those at that point?
You have to. So when you open it, you peel it open, and then you have to kind of like squish it to where it's a little bit.
Yeah, you
more
kind
open.
of take it on the outsides.
Yeah,
like,
you got to make it more open, and then you basically just like cup your bum.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I figured you'd be.
it
given
takes
like,
talent. It takes talent.
Isn't this like bird shot at this point or no?
Kinda, but you have to know specific butthole placement.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so then I'm sitting there and like I'm like, oh my god, I'm still sick. Like my stomach is still just tore the fuck up, and I call up to my gunner, and I'm like, hey, Waldecker, I need another ammo can, bro. He's like, are you fucking kidding me, Doc? I was like, no, I'm dude, this is bad. This is bad. He's like, well, joke's on you, bro. I don't have any. I have a solid 15 belts of 50 cal ammo just loose up in my goddamn turret right now. You've used everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't have boxes. I don't have MRE bags. I call my platoon sergeant. I'm like, Sergeant, I got a shit. He's like, you're fucking with me. I'm like, no, really.
Like, I really got to go.
I really got it. So this fucking guy, bless his heart, love him to death, literally told the entire convoy that we need to herringbone in the middle of the fucking of the drive. He's like, yo, we got a herringbone. Doc's got to take a shit. And everybody's like, are you fucking serious? Dude, I piled out the back of that MRAP and just let loose. Let loose. Look over. Women and children, old people. I'm shitting in the middle of these people's marketplace. Oh. Like literally in the middle of the road. And I'm like, you couldn't have given me a warning.
You couldn't find a better, maybe.
Like, we couldn't, he was like, Doc, you said you needed to go. And I'm like, I get it, but I probably could have waited another 3.5 minutes for us to get the fuck out of their village.
Yeah, because that's
even better. I don't know if you remember Hua wipes. Oh, they're like baby wipes, but ultra Hua.
Yeah, okay.
I ran out of those. I had to use the underside of my tan t-shirt. I'm sitting there in full kit in the middle of these poor people's village, and dude, I'm sitting there like, dude, we're getting blown up tomorrow. Like we're hitting an IED. You know, there's some angry Afghan just sitting there building a bomb. Like, these motherfuckers shit in my village. Like, it was bad.
He's gonna find the side routes to get in front of us. And
I literally just kind of just left it and was like, hey, sorry y'all, and got back in my fucking MRAP and Charlie mic'd.
I gotta be honest. I mean, I've been in Portland recently, and
that's not far off from Portland, really.
I'm just saying.
You see that shit literally and metaphorically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that's technically, if you were in like the San Francisco of Afghanistan, then they're just used to it.
I think that's Kabul, San Francisco.
That's Kabul.
Yeah.
I was in Kabul. Yeah. You know, where people use their own shit for their heat.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
The skies are black. Like in the morning, you wake up and you walk out and you're like,
I'm getting cancer now.
I'm getting cancer today. And then on top of that, they're like, so you're going to do a run this morning?
And I'm like, then they're like, oh yeah, and you're going to go stand by this burn pit. Oh, and here's these super sick 3M earplugs that don't fucking work.
And then you're like, okay, so you want me to run? That's cool. So, and then they had for the generators and whatnot, they had all the exhaust coming out towards
you guys
the road.
Had generators?
Yeah, we had generators.
You bougie motherfucker.
Well, we had a fucking building,
I had a building too, kinda.
It's a huge fucking building. So we're like,
my shit was just a house on the side of a mountain that they were like, hey dog, you're gonna hang out here.
Yeah, this is actually a building and walls and all.
I couldn't even beat my dick in that house. There's too many people. It's fucking bullshit. I couldn't even set up a jack shack.
There's so many bathrooms in that place, anyways.
Must be nice.
It was, yeah. It was, yeah. So you're like running next to this generator, which is pushing out, fumes, and I'm like, so how does this make any sense? Okay, you're waking up, and then you've got black shit in the sky, and then you've got they want you to run to do your 2-mile run, and then you're running next to an exhaust And you're like, yeah, that doesn't really, and every time you run about, you're like, and you're like trying to actually get a good score for your run.
So you guys actually did PT tests?
We actually did PT tests for about 3 or 4 months into it. And then after that, they said, you know what, fuck it.
So Andy, can you do me a favor and look up Fob Bostic flight line? So they tried to get us to do a PT test. Like, no shit. They were like, everybody because we're here for a year, like everybody that's up for a PT test needs to do one. And there was a running track around the flight line. Okay. However, every single time literally my first night, I get off the Black Hawk.
Okay.
And my senior medic goes, hey dog, watch out for that hole in the flight line there. What the fuck is that from? A rocket. Oh, sick, bro.
You wanted to run around. Okay.
So the Rocket Ridge, aptly named, literally looked at this fucking. So they're like, hey, you guys are going to run 2 miles around this bitch. So hopefully in that 15 minutes that you're running 2 miles, you don't get shot. But hey, it's for fucking PT standards, dog. You got to do it. I'm like, dude, I just humped up a fucking mountain 2 days ago. That should be my PT test right there.
Yeah.
But
you determined how fast I walked up that mountain.
Right.
That's my PT test.
They tried to have us do a PT test, and then not even 10 minutes into this bitch, we started taking IDF. Well, because there we go. All right. So no, that's not Fob Bostic. That's not Bostic. Bostick.
So did you have to like?
Yeah, I know, but finding maps of stuff like this is not the easiest thing.
Dude, I found it on Google.
So did you actually have to run towards your gear and all that? Did you have your gear on you?
Fuck no.
No, okay.
No. Here's the thing, man. we got so desensitized to everything that it was like, if it hits us, it fucking hits us.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, there we go. All right, so that's Fob. All right.
Oh.
There we go. So that is Fob Bostic. All right.
Here, let me get it. I'm going to get it up for you guys here.
All right, cool. So that's Fob Bostic. So those ridge lines there, that's where they'd shoot at us from. Oh, God. So we got so desensitized to this bullshit. Like, okay, so Fob Bostic is named after Major Bostic.
Okay.
He got KIA back in 2007, 2008. I may be wrong. And I apologize to his family if I'm wrong. I do respect the dude because he did die basically leading a mission to expel a bunch of Taliban from the area.
Okay.
Yeah. So there that bitch is. That's an older picture though.
Oh wow, that's quite the.
In the ghetto.
That's a ghetto line.
That's a flight line. Yeah. That's our flight line. So, they had a memorial though for Major Bostic that was right outside the aid station, and the aid station was smack dab in the middle of the FOB.
Okay.
Come the date of his death, my battalion commander, one of the best fucking leaders I've ever been around in my life, made a very bad decision and thought that it was a great idea to get everybody in the FOB to mass around his memorial plaque, and that we were going to place the Hawaiian fucking the shell lay basically on his plaque. Badass idea. Problem, we're in a fucking war zone surrounded by mountains.
Yeah, you got everybody in the same zone, and now people can shoot at you.
So you know Tommy Taliban was up there like, Habibi, they're here, they're fucking grouping up.
Get your guns, let's go.
Get the mortars. Like, so I look at fucking I look at my buddy Hardy and I'm like, bro, I give it no less than 3 minutes till we start taking IDF. He's like, I give it 5. Then, I mean, I don't know if you know, I mean, Taliban's not the greatest with mortars. No. They usually walk them in. So we're sitting there and you hear the thump. And I'm like, oh,
they're starting.
Oh, there it is. And then it lands outside the FOB. And I'm like, all right, tits.
Yeah.
They call the IDF and all the fucking pogues go scattering like roaches. All of us, we're like, dude, if it fucking hits us, it hits us. Yeah. We don't care. We're just walking like, ha ha ha, we were fucking right. And high-fived. And then one landed on the flight line, like right fucking next to us. And we were like, oh shit, that one was really close. And then we started running.
We're like, yeah, we're good.
But yeah. Fort Bostic was fucking wild. That shit was so wild, dude. Oh my god, it was so wild.
We actually had what was it? So I was at Kabul. God, what was? Anyways, I can't think of the fucking place. Anyways, and we actually had one time there was a helicopter that tried to land.
That's real foamy. I understand.
Yeah, that is pretty foamy.
My apologies.
We had a helicopter that tried to land, and it didn't do too well, and it went back up, and we're like, really?
You know what that is right there? Dude. You know what that is?
What?
That's some great head. First time in a while. You guys did it crash?
No, it just bounced.
Oh.
And then they're like, nobody else is allowed on the flight line anymore. And we're like, yeah, that probably makes sense.
See, dude, our flight line was so sketch. Like, there were so many times where I was like, this isn't safe. Like,
sorry, NKC, New Kabul compound. Yeah.
What?
It was it was NKC. It was a New Kabul compound.
Oh,
is where it was. Yeah.
I thought you said nuclear compound. I'm like,
it's a nuclear compound. No.
God damn. No. No, there were so many sketch things on our flight line, dude, because, like, I mean, as you saw, it's literally just, like, concrete pads.
Yeah, there's not much there at
there's
all.
Nothing there. Like, when I showed up to fucking Bagram, holy fucking shit.
That place is...
planes and drones and a goddamn Pizza Hut, and I'm like, this place is tits. Ours was just a couple little concrete pads that had some, mortar holes in them, and the fucking, the helicopters would land and then fucking take off. Dude, did you ever get to ride in the helicopter with those civilians?
I rode in a C-130 once, but never really with civilians.
Yo, for real, if there's anybody in the comments, fucking let me know. There's these dudes from, like, Holland or somewhere in Europe. Honestly, I don't give a shit because it's Europe, but, like, somewhere over there, these fucking dudes come to the stand and they literally just transport, and they're in, like, civvy helicopters and everything. They're like old school Huey looking motherfuckers. And these dudes, psychopaths, fucking psychopaths. I've been in some wild shit. These fucking guys are doing this crazy pendulum swinging son of a bitch through the valley. Oh my god, I thought I was just gonna die. I didn't think I was gonna die from the Taliban. I thought I was gonna die from them.
From this actual flight.
I was like, dude, is this fucking payback for the revolution? Like, what the fuck? It was bullshit.
Like, you're gonna open that door and I'm gonna fly out.
I'm about to go full airborne, and I'm not even airborne qualified. But dude, it was fucked up. I'm so happy that you didn't have to deal with that shit.
No,
Jesus.
Yeah, I did ride in the Blackhawks though.
Blackhawks are fun.
That was fun.
Blackhawks are really cool. First, did you ever do NTC?
What's that?
The National Training Center, or
was it Ida? Was it Idaho?
Mine was in California.
Oh yeah, no, that's California.
Fort Irwin, California.
Yeah,
there's another one.
I did that once. Yeah.
JRTC, I think it is. I don't know where the fuck it's at, but that was the first time I ever.
That was an interesting place.
Yeah, that place is shithole. It's so bad.
I was like, why are we here? Is there a reason why we're here?
I gotta admit, I'm kind of jealous of you for being nasty girl, because you got to stay home, kinda what? Like, you got to stay in, like, a decent area.
Oh,
because I'm convinced that the Army literally goes to every state and goes like, yeah, this is the worst fucking town here. Let's put a base here.
I don't understand that. Like
it's the fucking worst.
Yeah,
dude. Wahiwa, Hawaii. Literally the shithole of... You're in fucking Hawaii. How can you have a shitty town in Hawaii? Well, Army found it. They put a fucking base right outside of it.
Can we find a better place? Can we, actually attract maybe good people?
Fort Campbell? I don't know what that fucking town is outside of Fort Campbell, but that place is a shithole too. Killeen, Texas, outside the hood.
Oh.
Holy fuck.
I don't understand that one.
Dude, Lawton, Oklahoma. Lawton. I went to basic training at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. And graduation day, we went to Lawton. Bro, I've never seen... Oh my God. Little fucking Eugene, Oregon boy in the middle of goddamn Lawton, Oklahoma. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was gonna die. When I went to the tattoo parlor to get my fucking supermoto, like I hate to admit this. I really do. I have a fucking Ubermoto like warrior ethos tattooed on my chest.
At least it's not across your stomach. That's the good point.
Well, at least if it was across my stomach, it would be a target for people. Wait. Wait. No. So I went to the tattoo parlor and I was like, yo, I want the fucking warrior ethos on my chest because I was Hua and I thought I was going to be a career man.
What rank were you at that time?
Oh, E2.
E2. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Straight out of basic. Literally graduated basic training that fucking day. And I'm like, I love the Army. But I really hadn't felt that big green dick yet.
Sure.
So like it was just the tip. So I'm like, hey, this feels nice. And then, but they haven't gone full in.
Yeah.
I showed up to the tattoo parlor and he's like pulling out his like the ink and everything from his literal tool chest. Like I have the same fucking thing in my garage for my auto mechanic tools. And I saw a Glock 19 just chilling. And I'm like, sick, this seems like a safe place.
It's like, why do you have that? Well, it's for protection. Oh, so okay.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but there's gangs.
Yeah, I would have said that's not a fault, that's a feature.
Yeah.
That's for your protection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm here to help you.
I'm taking care of you while
Where did you go to basic at?
Yeah. Where did I go to basic training?
You don't know where you went to basic training?
It just cleared my brain right now.
There's very few options. You got Fort Jackson, Lost in the Woods, Benning, Sill. I think that's it.
Well, my brain just is done. I'll have to come up with it later. We'll do that.
Huh. Where did you go to AIT?
Maryland.
Maryland?
Yeah, Aberdeen Proving Ground. Yeah.
All right. Maryland's nice.
It was actually there was a lot of mosquitoes. We're just going with that.
Dude, were you there when the fucking cicadas were a thing?
I was there 2008.
Nah, okay. So I got stationed in Virginia at Fort Myer, Virginia.
Okay.
Joint Base Myer Henderson Hall. We had to share that shit with fucking Marines. I'll tell you what though.
Fort Knox, sorry.
Oh, Fort Knox. Oh shit.
Fort Knox. Brain. Fort Knox.
Fort Knox.
It sucked balls.
They do have they did have a basic. I don't think they have it anymore.
They took because they did some rearrangement.
God, you
right
fucking
after.
boomer. You're so old, dog. It's all right. I was the last. I was the last of the all male recruit platoons in Fort Sill.
Really?
Literally the last one. The class after me was co-ed. I was the last all male, which kind of is a little bit tight. So
yeah, it was.
Everybody that's like, oh, you went to Fort Sill, that shit's co-ed. I'm like, suck my dick, bro. I was the last one. I'm a fucking pioneer, bro.
Yeah, Fort Knox was interesting.
No,
a lot of stories there.
I fucking loved Virginia. Sharing a base with Marines sucked dicks though, because when my daughter came out for the summer, I could not find crayons anywhere.
Well, you're gonna gift them or something like that?
No, I was. She was like 3 years old. She wanted to color.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're like, all the crayons are gone.
Yeah, all the crayons are gone, and then I see these assholes running down the road, just munching on them while they're running.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
Shortage MREs.
Yeah, shortage of MREs and fucking crayons. It was stupid.
Actually, I think those were MRCs.
Oh yeah, MRCs. Yeah.
They're doing ruck marches with crayons in their mouth.
The blue flavor is the best, apparently.
If it is the rule for Slurpees and Gatorade, it has to be the rule for crayons.
Yeah. Dude, I actually, oh my fucking God, I forgot about this. I was going to send it to you to put up on here. I saw this picture. This guy had his AR-15 magazine shipped off for custom etching, laser engraving or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And he wanted the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor with USMC engraved onto the magazine, which is tight, right?
Yeah.
Well, the dude who did the engraving apparently was ex-Army and loaded the magazine with crayons and sent it back to him. That's fucking sick. I wish I could troll somebody that hard. Like, just be like, yo.
Honestly, I would like to know that guy's reaction. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like,
I mean, he posted it to the internet, so.
There was probably a moment of like instant heat, and then like the calm down of like,
this motherfucker. All right, it's kind of clever. That's kind of clever. All right.
Hey, you know what? I need crayons because I just went out there and I didn't find any crayons. So that's good. I got crayons.
Hey, so speaking of that, you guys, this is a free form episode, so I have a question for you as a civvy.
Okay.
Sure.
Best
7.5 inches. Oh.
What?
Oh, what? I know that's not true.
It's 2-1.
Best and worst. Probably start with worst. Guns that you shot while you were downrange.
Oh, let's hear this, nasty girl.
I could say like
he didn't shoot weapons.
I shot fucking weapons.
He went, weapons squall? What's that?
No, I was the guy that was actually laying in fucking water trying to weapons call, and you got all these little bitches around me like, oh my God, I can't stand in the rain.
By water, he means air conditioning. Oh my God.
No, I don't know. I mean, didn't shoot that many, but it was like a 240.
240 sick.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I do love the 240. Oh my God, I was crying from that one.
Just so you know, I was human resources, everybody, so that's why he's saying, what he's saying. That's great. Poke! I know.
Poke.
Hey, I admit it, okay?
It's good, though. It's good. Hey,
we had to have people that take care of the paperwork, okay?
Yeah, you do, because infantrymen are too fucking stupid for that. That's why they literally hire. Okay, before I answer your question, because I'm going to answer your question, it always pisses me off when infantrymen are like, everybody's here to serve the infantry. Yes, you're not wrong. Right. Literally every job in the Army is there to help the infantry.
Sure.
100%. But it's because you people are too fucking retarded to actually handle half the shit. Dude.
Also, somebody has to represent the Navy guys when you sexually assault them.
That's true. That's true. Also, Navy corpsmen suck. Medics are better. But really though, I mean, but on the same token, some of the smartest motherfuckers I ever met were infantry. Mm-hmm. Like some of the smartest people I've ever met were infantry, because like it takes a specific kind of mind to be able to be in that stressful situation
and to stay in that
to stay, completely grounded and be like, yo, I need to, move my men over here. We need to go over here. What have you? It's not for everybody. Mm-hmm. And I applaud every single one of them that does that shit.
Yeah.
I just had to plug holes with gauze and, throw on a tourniquet and be like, hey, I'm Doc. I'm going to go to my room now. But to answer your question, the worst gun I ever shot, honestly, I hated the AK. I fucking hated it. I had a couple ABP guys that were there at our checkpoint, and obviously, like we did our weapon swap and everything, and I want to shoot yours. Let me shoot yours.
Yeah, sure.
I fucking hated the AK. I thought it was awkward. I mean, it makes sense to on the lack of not having that much training.
Sure.
I hated the ergonomics of it.
Okay.
The fact that you're shouldered and you have to reach around.
Yeah, that doesn't seem...
It's fucking stupid. Whereas with the, in our case, the M4, M16, you have that charging handle in the back where you can keep it shouldered and steady and then pull the charging handle back. Especially with where your cheek welds on, you can actually pull all the way back and not have to fucking worry about it. The AK was weird as fuck. Best weapon, best thing I ever fucking fired. The goddamn oh my god, the fucking grenade. God, Mark 48.
Oh yeah, the grenade. Yeah, the grenade launcher. Yeah,
the machine gun grenade launcher. Bro, fucking thump, 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 thump. America, like that shit's so tight. Like
we had a guy in basic training. Was it basic? Yeah, basic. Who shot off a grenade launcher.
I don't know. You barely remember your basic, dog.
Fuck you. I'll remember.
That's the PTSD talking.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Stupid shit. So no, he shot off a grenade launcher, and it actually set the field on fire in the back. And
we had that happen.
Fucking freaking out. I'm just like standing there going, yeah. Fire!
Yo, I don't know if you guys know this, but where we're from, fires are like a thing.
I know, right? It's like a normal
that's just how we stand around that shit. Like, does anybody have beer? Like,
do we have marshmallow? No, okay.
What's your best fucking training? Like your best TRADOC story? Like when you were in training, something fucking funny. Maybe some asshole that was there, or something.
We had a drill sergeant who was Gardo was his name, and he was telling us the whole time that he was badass, like, and we all thought he was like infantry, whatever.
Yeah, he's a drill sergeant. They have to scare
He's
you.
like, I'm gonna badass, whatever. And we actually found out that he was actually a fuel pumper, which is MOS. And
I can't take it. This is basic combat training, son.
And we're like, no, you've lost all the credibility. And actually, it was interesting because the last week, because we were probably, we were a really bad class. Like, none of us really paid attention. We didn't give a fuck. We didn't listen.
Half of you guys went to be HR.
Yeah, I know. And so we actually lost our drill sergeants the last week. We did not have any.
Wait, like you physically couldn't find them?
No.
Or they ran away?
They said, "Fuck you, we're done," and we're gone. And we literally had to answer to the platoon next to us.
That's wild.
And they're like, yeah, you know what? Just
I
do
didn't
your
even think
thing.
they could do that shit.
I didn't think so either. I mean, Montgomery and Gardo were like, yeah, we're done. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Dude, we had this fucking guy, Drill Sergeant Alvarado, and if I could ever get back in touch with him, I would lose my fucking mind. This dude, he was a bad motherfucker, man.
I got a story after you're done, yeah.
He was a Marine in the second invasion of Fallujah in 07, 08.
Okay.
That time frame. Literally one of the most, like, I'm not scared of many people.
Sure.
I'm not. Like, there's most people that I'm like, I could probably outshoot you. Like, I if it really comes down to a fight, like, I'm not a big guy, but I'm pretty wiry, I could probably I could do something. I can at least get a couple hits in.
Sure.
This fucking guy, dude, terrified. Full on terrified, bro. He told me, because one time we were like, hey, Drill Sergeant, why did you join the Army? Like, you talk so highly of the Marine Corps. Why did you join the fucking Army?
Yeah.
His response, unpussify you bitches. Fair enough, Drill Sergeant. You fucking succeed, bro. Like, you're terrifying. So then we're all sitting there, and like the thing I appreciated about him was that he wasn't just like a drill sergeant where like he's sitting there yelling at you.
Sure.
He would have no hat ceremonies.
No. Okay.
Where he would bring everybody in the bay up to the front, up to the kill line, and he'd take off his drill sergeant hat. And he'd be like, all right, guys, here's the deal. This is not Drill Sergeant Alvarado speaking to you. This is Staff Sergeant Alvarado speaking to you. What are some questions y'all have about the Army?
Oh. Huh?
So we were like, fucking, all right, tight.
Yeah.
So we were able to have this like open Q&A with him and like an actual discussion. He wasn't just that. And in my eyes, that's a fucking leader.
That is, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a leader to where it's like, yeah, this is my position and I'm supposed to train y'all, but I'm also going to give you guys the reality of shit.
Sure.
Okay. So not only that, but this motherfucker, I forgot to say this too. This motherfucker, the entire basic training, bro, called us Joes. I don't know if you ever got called, like, listen here, Joe, because G.I. Joe, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to have my fucking Joes doing dumb shit. Blah, blah, blah. He always called us Joe, right? So at the very end of basic training, like when graduation happened, you do that fucking rehearsal ceremony or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They call up the drill sergeants first. And so they're like, all right, drill sergeant blank blank Benavidez, who was also a bad motherfucker, about 5'2" Chihuahua. They fucking talk like this, and I thought he was gonna fucking kill me the entire fucking time. Dude, I saw him yell and one person was like, I don't fucking want that. So it was fucking bad. They called him up because he was like the lead drill sergeant, and then they called up some lady that was a fucking asshole. I didn't like her or respect her. She was a dick. And then they called up Drill Sergeant Joe Alvarado. And the entire basic training, bro, he'd been calling us Joes.
Oh, and his first name is Joe?
His first name is Joe. And they called him, and we're all like, we're all in the stands like, oh, his fucking name's Joe.
He's calling us Joe.
And he literally stands in front of the microphone and gets this shit-eating grin like, yeah, you fuckers know now.
Oh, God.
All right. So during that, let's rewind back a little bit. During that little off-hat ceremony, right? We asked them, what is your most memorable like thing from war? Okay. You know, because we're it's fucking 2009, bro. Like the war is not dying down. If anything, it's ramping up. We all know, like we all know we're going to the box. Like that's it. So we're curious. He was like, y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now, the military is fucking stupid. And I'm like, okay. Sick. That's good news.
So why are we here?
He's like, people who are higher ranking than you think they have better ideas than you, and they're fucking stupid. And I'm like, at the time, I'm like, okay, Drill Sergeant, that makes sense, right? So then he proceeds to tell us the story about how he went on a convoy to transport an ice cream truck from one base to another. They were literally armed escort for an ice cream truck to boost morale.
Sure.
Like, dude, I'm just saying, if I'm in the middle of Iraq and I get a Choco Taco, I'm going to be pretty stoked.
Exactly.
Okay? During this mission, ice cream truck gets blown up.
Oh.
2 of his homies get fucked up, and 1 of his homies dies. So he's like, needless to say, I hear that ice cream truck song, and I want to fucking kill him. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Basic training graduate, like we graduate basic training. They didn't have any room for us medics at Fort Sam Houston, so we just were holdovers at Fort Sill for like 2 weeks.
Oh shit!
At that point, we weren't recruits anymore. We were soldiers, so they gave us a lot more leeway. They would come into our fucking barracks with just their cover. They didn't have their DS hat on, like
because you're not any.
We're not trainees anymore.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, we're fucking with Drill Sergeant Alvarado, and he mentioned that it's his birthday. He mentioned his birthday in like 2 days. So me and a couple of my buddies, we went to your local grocery store and got an ice cream cake and had them plaster an ice cream truck on the fucking top of it.
I'm sure he went off on that one, didn't he?
Dude, we gave it to him on his birthday, and we were like, happy birthday, Drill Sergeant Alvarado, and he just like opens it up, sees the ice cream truck, and he's like, you motherfuckers, dude. It was the best.
I have a question. What would the ice cream truck be playing? I mean, instantly I would be thinking Yankee Doodle Dandy.
I can tell you right now.
Allahu Akbar.
Just that. Does that shit still give you the creeps? Like it's.
You never find yourself humming it?
Sometimes, dude.
A couple of years after,
and then having one of your coworkers come and place a hand on your shoulder and go, "Soon, my brother."
You're like, "Now,
dude." Sometimes I'll do it in my fucking hard hat at work, and it gives that perfect echo. just to fuck with people. Be like, "Oh yeah, you think this is annoying? Try dealing with this fucking 18 times a day." Hello. You're like,
please.
I don't know about where you were at, but where we were at, they did not shoot at us unless it was after prayer time.
Well, we got stuff outside the walls, but we didn't necessarily get anything inside.
Sounds like my sex life.
Yeah. I mean, the first...
Just kidding, sweetheart. I love you.
Hey, babe, if you listen to this. The first 2 weeks, we actually had... there was a... So that... The unit that we were replacing, there was an IED that went off, and there was
sucks.
like right outside the building. I mean, right outside the gate, and we're just like, okay.
You're like, tight.
2 weeks we're in. We're like,
you're sitting there. You're like, tight. Does this affect my air conditioning?
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, is this gonna show what's gonna happen this whole time?
Do I get a cab now? Did you get a cab?
No.
You didn't get a cab?
No.
How?
I honestly don't know.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's fucking dumb. So when I deployed, they were like, oh, you can either get a combat medic badge or a cab. And I was like, well, obviously I want my CMB, because like as a medic, that's like God tier, right? Like you actually did your fucking job in a combat zone. But what pissed me off is the deployment previously.
Yeah.
They did cab and CMB. So there were some dudes that were in Iraq that were rocking the fucking 2-stack and.
Well, we had one group of guys that their sergeant was actually wanting to get a cab for them. He was like coming to my office all the time. He's coming in the office of, everybody else. And it was like, oh, have you, and I'm like, no, what? We're not getting it? What the hell? And I'm like, I'm not the one that's trying to get, I'm not the one that can get it for you, whatever. Because I was the awards guy, one of the awards guys.
Oh, okay. So real talk though, where do all the leave request forms disappear to?
In my boss's desk. In my boss's desk.
Because I'll tell you what, there were so many times where my fucking S6 lost every goddamn leave form that I ever put in, and I wanted to choke all of those motherfuckers.
I think it just went straight into the shredder.
Yeah, they're like, yo, fuck you, Doc Harris.
You're not going anywhere. Like,
thanks, boo.
We
Love
need you. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, thanks. You're not going anywhere.
God. Hey, yo, did you ever do I'm assuming you did. Did you ever do a CLS class? The Combat Lifesaver? Did you ever get the NPA stuck in your nose?
No.
Yo, so new podcast idea.
but I did have a story about that one. So in basic, we actually, because we had our partners or whatever, right? And
that's making me have to
just for those of you that are listening, we're just staring at
a beautiful, beautiful glass of beer being filled right now.
Being poured.
Kind of gives me a bit of a boner, but
Okay. So in basic training, we had our partners for CLS class and whatever, right? And I went and did what I did, get stuck my partner and all that stuff, and then he for some reason couldn't figure it out or whatever, right?
That's the fucking worst, dude.
And so the drill sergeant was the one that, for me, and of course my wife's gonna think complete dirty thoughts on this.
Honestly, I was
like,
sitting
not
here,
trying it.
I was sitting here like, was it at least good for you? Like,
hey, you got it done, okay? You got it good.
He inserted,
and then like a little bit later on, I get this notice that I may have to stay later after, I graduate basic.
Because now you have AIDS.
Because he didn't clean. He used the same fucking needle.
Shit, I wasn't wrong.
And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. Like, seriously? And I'm sitting there like, and I'm like, really?
Fair enough.
If that was in the civilian world, that medical license or whatever you have, gone.
So here's the wild
I never talked to that drill sergeant after that.
Here's the wild thing.
Like, he lost all credibility.
In the Army, every single PA and doc has a medical license. So me as a medic, I'm working under that PA's medical license, right?
Yeah.
That dude can get his shit revoked.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's gone.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the reasons why they stopped teaching IVs in basic training, is solely because of that. Because there were so many PAs that were just getting power fucked.
Right.
And getting their shit taken away.
And actually, you know what, if you think about it, slightly after that, is when that drill sergeant kind of disappeared. And I'm like,
you can't do that, dude.
You can't do that.
You can't do that. Like,
because he was pissed. He's like, I can't believe that kid can't poke you or whatever. And I'm like,
I'm real fucking good at IVs. I really am. I'm really fucking good. To the point where when I went to DC, when I got stationed in DC, they would pull me from specialty clinic to go up to the labs to actually draw blood.
Okay.
And it was actually, dude, it was so fucking funny. They were like, all right, hey, Corporal Harris, because I wasn't Sergeant Harris at this point. I got demoted because I got a big fucking mouth.
Wait a minute, what? Okay.
Don't talk bad to your superiors, kids. Even if you're in the right. It was still one of my greatest victories. I think I touched on that last fucking podcast.
So, yeah.
But they were like, hey, Corporal Harris, we need you to do a combat IV training for all of these 68 whiskeys that are in this clinic that haven't seen shit but a desk. Tight. Fuck yeah, dude. I get to fuck with all these kids. Oh, dude, I'm down. I'm in there like swimwear. Let's do this, right? So I'm like, all right, so we're not going to do this at the clinic because that's too pussy. We're going to go to the woods. And so I did the full fucking risk assessment and like all that shit for us to go to the Shenandoah Valley. So we all fucking hop in Humvees and FLAs and we fucking trek out to the Shenandoah Valley. And I'm out there, I'm like, all right, we're doing a fucking combat course. I set up an FLA. I got these speakers that are playing all this crazy bullshit over the speakers. And I'm like, all right, this is fucking tense. I even had a spray bottle with fake blood that I would literally sit there, like, as they're trying to apply this tourniquet, be like, spraying on their hands. I was like, shit sucks when your hands are wet, huh? Fuck you. And like,
what is wrong with you?
Everything. Everything.
That's why they love you.
Bro, I'll tell you what,
it's realistic.
Yo, these kids, they could put on a fucking tourniquet when their hands were wet. I'll tell you what. So then, but before all this happened, we were doing IV training. I was like, all right, so obviously you guys went through TRADOC IV training. That's a bunch of bullshit. That shit will get people killed. Yeah. Like, it takes too long. It's too retarded.
And you're like, okay, what do you
I need to take a little piece of gauze and fold it into a window so you can check to see if there's infiltration of the vein. That's fucking stupid. Don't do that shit. Yes. I was like, I'm going to show you right fucking now a combat IV. And I looked at one of the privates and smacked him on the head and said, you're shot. Lay down. And he laid down, and I stuck this fucking kid, and I got the IV going. I threw it under his helmet, like just going ham, right?
Yeah.
Took the needle, threw it in the ground, stomped on that bitch. Just straight down to the ground. My master sergeant was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, combat IV, Master Sergeant. He's like, we're not in Afghanistan. We're in the Shenandoah goddamn Valley. You can't just smash dirty needles into the fucking ground. Well, I already fucking did, so I don't know where we're going from here. Do you want me to dig it out? Because then I'm probably going to get poked, and then we have a whole bunch of series of tests. So we can just leave it and pretend it.
Do you want a hazard crew?
Corporal Harris, what the fuck?
I'm trying to be realistic.
I'm like, dude, in Afghanistan, do you think we give a fuck about them stepping on a needle? No.
We're just doing what we gotta do and then walking off.
Listen, they either step on a needle or they step on a Russian mine.
Either way.
Which one's worse? All right, I'm just saying.
Slow death or immediate death?
It was an ordeal.
Okay, speaking of, I have another civilian question for you guys.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a ghost while you were out and about? And do you think that that's going to be a thing? Is that a thing?
Okay, now when you say ghost,
are you talking about like an actual spirit ghost?
Yeah, like a spirit ghost, or are we talking about an albino? Because we had this dude Whitey who was an albino Afghan. He was kind of a dick.
So I'm going to show you something. This is from Gettysburg, and unfortunately, the people on the video are not going to be able to see it. I apologize, but I do want to get your opinion and know if you've ever seen anything like this before. No sound, obviously, because we don't want to get copyright struck.
Oh, that's pretty wild.
Whoa, wow.
It's like you went to go inspect the cannons.
So there's these two cannons. This is Gettysburg. It's right next to a statue. And there's something
Statue's probably racist.
Or someone that has clearly run out in front of this in a very inhuman way.
Whoa,
that's pretty wild. I didn't see shit downrange.
No?
I mean, I didn't really see, like, ghosts, per se. I saw some really weird shit, but I didn't really see ghosts. Outside of deployment, I mean, I'd 100% wholeheartedly agree in spirits and ghosts and all that.
I don't know. I didn't see anything. I mean, but
Yeah.
of course you probably you sense things. Or just like, this is kind of odd.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple caves that we went into that I was like, this seems really bad. Maybe it was like the impending doom of possibly stepping on an IED. But it just like you get that weird like heebie-jeebie. The one thing that I did see was some monstrosity of human beings. I don't know if you saw that shit. Mm-hmm. They're like, dude, most Afghans are small. Mm-hmm. You know, most Afghans are
most of them
really
I saw were small. Yeah.
Like to American standards, at least, you know, like average 5'6".
Yeah, that's pretty much. I was gonna say 5'5".
5'6", 5'5", maybe $130, soaking fucking wet. You know, like. But then you come across this 6'5" goddamn. You're like, holy fucking shit! Where the fuck did you come from?
There's one of those guys. There's one of the guys that came in the chow hall one day, and I'm like. I mean, shit. I'm like 6'2", so you know this guy's like I'm looking.
Yeah, you're
up
pretty
a little
tall.
bit. I'm like,
you're pretty tall.
Okay.
That's it, bro.
If you didn't find one of them and teach them how to say "you rang," that is a missed opportunity.
No, really, I wanted to teach one of them, Baby Ruth, Chunk. No, oh man,
That
fucking
is kind
chow halls.
of weird though, isn't it? That we have like haunted. I don't know, battlefields here in America,
Dude,
but in the most war-torn area in the world,
and there's nothing.
There's nothing.
Well, because and I'm gonna get a little spiritual here, but like my thought process here is that in something like that, like the Gettysburg, you know, there's a lot of internal questions. I feel like a lot of people are answering to themselves when they're fighting it, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're
trying to figure out why they're there.
Exactly. They're trying to figure out what they're doing, if what they're fighting is actually worth fighting for, so on and so forth. Downrange, you know, the just full on dedication that these folks have to fighting the infidel, bro. Like they all know what they're doing. They know why they're doing it. They don't have any unfinished business. They are there to kill the infidel and to be a martyr.
Oh, and to die is to gain.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so it's like there is no unfinished business.
Makes sense, yeah.
I could see a dude sitting there, you know, like manning a cannon at Gettysburg being like, why the fuck am I even really doing this? Like, is this even really the most brilliant idea ever?
Yeah.
I'm just
standing there.
Yeah, and having some weird shit happen. But, you know, when you get, you know, a guy that believes so firmly, and I honest to God think that's one of the reasons why we're losing that war. We are like 100%. Like we are fucking losing Afghanistan. Just like we lost Iraq.
Yeah.
100%. Like we're going to get super fucking deep here, but like we are losing Afghanistan just like we lost Iraq, and it is for two reasons. One is we have severely underestimated our enemy. We cannot sit there and be like, oh, it's a bunch of fucking basically rednecks with pitchforks and AKs. And we're gonna fucking we're gonna do better with our goddamn drones and our planes and our Apache helicopters and the fucking Burt A-10. There's nothing you can do about that. Our fucking country was founded off of rednecks with pitchforks.
Sure. Yeah.
We beat a fucking world superpower, bro. Mm-hmm. The second reason, politics.
Politics always
Fucking politics.
gets in the way.
There are so many times where we should have schwacked some people, but we just couldn't because of politics. ROEs, bro. People who are higher up who think that they know what the fuck is best, and they
the ROEs,
really don't.
The ROEs are just, that kills so much.
I don't know if I talked about it. I don't know what y'all's ROE was, but like ours was dumb as fuck. You could not shoot somebody unless they actively had a weapon shooting at you.
That's exactly what we were.
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. So literally, little fucking Habibi could just fucking bang, 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 shoot at us, drop his weapon. Couldn't schwack him.
Couldn't do anything.
Couldn't schwack him. He's no longer a combatant. Are you fucking kidding me? He just schwacked two of my homies, and I can't get his body?
And he's running away, and I can't just do something about
Fucking
it. Yeah.
stupid.
I never understand ROEs anyway. It's
Politics
like,
do not belong in war, bro.
No, it doesn't. Like, that's what...
The only thing that belongs in war is fucking infantrymen and medics and paperwork specialists.
And some really really fast aircraft.
Yeah, A-10s. A-10s help.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I got out of the military, because it was politics. Yeah. I couldn't do politics anymore. It was just like, I'm done.
For me, it wasn't really the politics. Like, I miss the Army every fucking day. Every fucking, I don't know. The
camaraderie. I miss the camaraderie.
I miss the camaraderie in my specific combat unit.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, when I went to the clinic, I didn't really give a fuck. I was so checked out. I miss the Army every day.
Well, because I was in the medical readiness, so I did that. So I miss the people that I worked with.
You were the son of a bitch that was emailing me, gang.
Exactly. Yeah. The PHAs
saying, "Hey, your fucking PHAs aren't up. Get your goddamn infantryman."
So I missed that part because of helping out soldiers and being there for them, and then working with the MedCom and working with those people. But I wasn't. Everything else around me got to being politics, and they're like, "Well, we're in the office now. We can totally like make you seem like you're a unit." Like, I was just like, whatever. We're in the office, guys, right now. Yeah. It's not like we have to, but
no. My huge thing, man. Like, I fucking miss the Army every day. There's so many times where I sit there and I look at my current workplace and I'm like, dude, y'all would be fucked. Y'all would be so fucked. I went ham on a kid like 2 weeks ago. Went full ham, knife hand and everything. Like, I fucking went off. My boss looked at me and was like, "You need to go apologize." And I'm like, "That's fucking bullshit." Really? I was like, "That's fucking bullshit," because nothing I said was wrong.
Right.
Literally nothing I said was wrong.
Knife hand, right?
Maybe a little too aggressive, but nothing I said was wrong.
So you probably shouldn't have called him a festering bag of dick tips.
Okay. That might have been a little too far, like for the civilian.
And that's it. That's it.
For the audio listeners, Ryan is throwing up his hands like, that's not my fault.
I mean, what?
Yeah. Well, and there's so much differences between civilian and military, anyways. I think a lot of times the stuff that we want to do, like you and I could banter back and forth, just like we've been doing already, and we're fine. Like if you banter back and forth with a civilian, they're like, "Oh my god!"
I mean, it really depends though on like the career that you're in, though.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, it really does. I mean, like you're an independent contractor, so you don't really have to deal with bullshit.
No.
Me, I work in a fucking log yard, so it's like everybody there, for the most part. Everybody there is pretty cool.
Sure.
I can say pretty much whatever the fuck I want. Granted, I'm also in like a
higher
kind of managerial position, so I can be like, suck my dick, and they're like, "Okay, boss," and then they fucking go.
I was actually going to ask why you're not a phlebotomist, but you just answered it.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Civilian life is tough. It's fucking tough when you don't have that structure. When you don't have the structure, that's my huge thing.
When you got out and you went into a civilian job, like how long was it until you actually
got fired? 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Not the question, but it's fine. It works.
No, what was your question though?
No, I was just saying, when you got actually into a civilian job, how long did it take you to realize that you're like, well, I miss the Army, I miss the structure of it, and what the fuck am I doing right now in a civilian job?
Also, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
I got a job for data entry, straight out the Army, and which was fine. It was a job.
Okay.
It fucking paid $14.50 an hour. I couldn't complain. You know what I mean? Except I could complain because everybody around me was a bag of cocks. So
sure.
I had a coworker that he was being a dickhead, and I told him that he can either, fuck off or go home and eat a bowl of dicks. And literally 30 minutes later, my boss was like, "You can't tell people to go home and eat a bowl of dicks." And I got fired. He was like, "I don't think this is going to work out, you being in an office environment." And I'm like, "Me neither. Fuck you."
I think I'm done.
Yeah. It was wild, man. No, civilian life isn't that bad, and like, honestly, anybody that's struggling with civilian life, highly recommend, reaching out to a homie.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like if you've transferred out, I don't know how it is now. I mean, the Army's kind of pussy right now, but transferring out, regardless of how the Army is now or how it has been or whatever boomer speak we have,
sure,
it's fucking tough.
Yeah.
Like it is tough transferring from I got to be here at 5:30 every fucking day. I got to throw on the same thing every day, and holy shit, now I get to pick what I have to wear.
Oh,
holy fucking shit. Like, I have to pick what I get to wear? Like, this is fucking stupid. That's the most stress I've ever had in my life, sitting there going like, man, what shirt should I wear today? Usually it's like, well, I'm just going to throw on this one because it's the most clean ACU jacket I have. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. Suddenly the Hawaiian shirts, cut off jeans, and Crocs make sense.
Exactly. Don't wear Crocs, though. Thank you very little. I wear Birkenstocks.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I wear fucking Birkenstocks. Get your shit right, son. But no, like, really, though, like, anybody that's having any issues fucking, transitioning, I don't know how it was for you, but it was fucking tough for me, bro. Like, you just need to reach out to your homies. Like, those people who are there with you, and, reach out, because that 22 a day, it's still too fucking high.
Yeah.
It's still too fucking high.
I mean, when I got out 2018, so December 2018.
Jesus fuck, you got out in 2018? That's like yesterday, dog.
I know, right?
Jesus.
I actually, I got out and I reach out to try to get some civilian jobs, and it didn't work out. And finally, I just said, you know what? I ended up just
doing your own shit,
doing my own thing. Because I found out, and this wasn't when I had a couple of civilian jobs. It was a construction company, and I found out, I don't know if you've experienced this or not, but that I actually was the guy that was always trying to find solutions to everything and trying to like.
Immediately, you try to lead.
Yeah.
Immediately, you're like, yo, this is a problem. This is how we can fix it. And they're like, suck my dick, bro. We're not doing that.
Exactly. Well, and it's funny because so when I went in, I actually had a business of my own. And then I went in because my business kind of, it was 2008 kind of tanked because of the,
recession
and all that shit. And so I went in because I'm like, well, I got to take care of my wife and I got to do my thing, right? And so I went in, and then so I had this business mindset, and then also, so I went in and I'm trying to work, and well, after basic and AIT came in, and I found out that full-time guard, and ended up doing that. So my immediate boss after that, I literally just was acting like I was a business owner, and it was that mentality was still there. Yeah, it didn't really work out too well, but the whole time I was in, it was like that was a constant for me. I was literally saying all the time, trying to make things better, and everybody's like, well, this is the Army, we don't try to make things better, we just do it. And I'm like,
see, that's almost the complete opposite of when I was in, because when I got stationed in DC, I showed up there and everybody looked at me like I was some type of fucking god, which is ridiculous, right? Like, there are dudes that are way cooler than me. Hashtag PJs. I'm just saying. PJs still give me a bit of a chub. But there are dudes that are way cooler than me and have a whole lot more experience and a whole lot better stories. But when I showed up to this fucking clinic in the middle of DC that hadn't seen shit, and everybody there had their little 3 thank you for coming ribbons, and I show up 4 stacked with a CMB and a deployment badge, everybody's creaming their fucking pants.
Yeah.
So it's like anything that I said in that place went.
Sure.
Like, I could go to the Master Sergeant, whether he hated me or fucking not, I'd be like, yo, this is fucking stupid and we should change it this way, and I think it'll work better. He'd be like, all right, tits. And he'd do that. And that's sick.
Yeah.
Then I get out and I go to civilian life and I'm like, hey, this is fucking stupid and we need to change this.
They're like, no.
And they're like, nah, suck my dick, dude. We're not doing that. This is how it goes. And I'm like, well, this makes more sense. And they're like, doesn't matter. And I'm like, you are more Army than the Army.
Sure.
Like, you are straight up more fucking Army than the Army, dude. Like, change is okay. Change is okay. And it goes back, once again, change is okay. It goes back to getting out.
Yeah.
Getting out, man. Like, change is okay.
Well, and it's interesting because I think a lot of times when guys get out, like, I don't know if it's for everybody, but you have to look at what your mindset was in the military and what the mindset requirements are in the civilian life.
You readjust,
and you have to figure out how to readjust.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times the reason why they have problems is because, from experience myself, is that you don't do that adjustment.
No.
You're like, nope, I'm Army. I can do my own thing. Okay.
The thing that I've noticed, bro, and when I got out, is that it's like everybody has this this holier than thou mentality, And I had it myself. You know, like I'm a fucking veteran, suck my dick. Like I know more than you. But like just because you're a vet doesn't mean that you're a weapons expert. Just because you're a vet doesn't mean that you're a leadership expert. Yeah. Just because you're a vet doesn't mean you're whatever expert. No. You're not. You were barely an expert in your fucking MOS, dog.
Yeah,
like just shut up and do your normal job.
Here's the thing: is just because you're in the military doesn't mean that you're an expert on it.
Yeah. You're not a Navy SEAL, homie. Don't write a book.
Yeah. If you're a Navy SEAL, then contact us. But other than that, no.
Yeah. It's fucking silly.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many experiences. To be honest.
Well, I have one more civilian question for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, just now that you're out and you're doing your own thing, obviously you're satisfied with your lives or trying to be where you are. But looking back on it, if you had chosen a career path out of the military, what would that have been? What would like your dream job have been?
Infantry.
What?
Okay, not in the military.
Oh, not in the. Oh.
Wait, out of the military,
just get straight out and.
Well, I mean, once you're out, like if you knew then what you knew now, what would you want a career path to be? Would it be law enforcement? Would it be post office? I know that's what you dream for.
I wouldn't even have. I wouldn't even have wasted my time on trying to get a civilian job. Yeah, I would have gone straight back into running my own business.
Straight back to federal, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
For me, law enforcement, and Andy hit it on the fucking head. Law enforcement with my streaming.
Nice.
Bang, bang, ski, ski. I'd be the next fucking donut operator if I could.
or as a friend of mine, a conversation we had the other day is about YouTube influencer. I'm just kidding.
Fuck.
No.
No, I play video games and talk shit, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck YouTube.
Great. It's one of the things I need to check out.
What's your link and everything?
Oh yeah, hey, for real though.
Yeah.
Any vets, anybody that not even just vets, anybody who wants to just come in, talk shit, have fun, tell stories, scare the absolute fucking piss out of me. Twitch.tv/Brunstad TV. That's BRUNSTAD TV. Talk a bunch of shit, have a bunch of fun, usually get drunk on Saturdays. It's a good fucking time.
Yeah.
So tune on in, sub, all that good stuff.
That actually might be something that I might start up because, having conversations with vets is the most important part of this. So I think, being able to engage people in those conversations would be
For real
great.
though?
Yeah.
I gotta pee.
Yeah, okay, so I think we're good. To be honest, I think we've had a good time here. So,
and I think him needing to pee means you like the beer.
Oh, so much.
Like the beer.
Sorry to cut out.
No, hey, you know what? Go pee. That's good. Hey. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. It's been a good time. I think we're actually looking forward to maybe doing this regularly if Ryan wants to do it in an R&R hour. So thank you. It's been great. I'm Ryan Stanton, your host. This has been a Combat Citizen Trauma Integration podcast. Make sure to check out the battlebox.co website as those are our sponsors. So thanks again. Just make sure to like, share, and just talk about this podcast.